You could talk to anybody in Albuquerque and say, have you been to Tingley Beach? And people have a lifelong history of visiting this place. They came here when they were kids. Sometimes if you can meet somebody who was around in the 1930s, they could probably tell you of when the park was first opened as a swimming hole. There was a huge sandy beach the entire length of Tingley. They had swim lessons and diving boards, and this place was the place to be. When you look at the old pictures, you see people of all ages walking around. It was the place to see and the place to be seen. Then in the early 50s, there was the polio scare. The polio epidemic came about. So they shut down Tingley at that point for fear of citizens contracting polio, and it never opened up as a swimming facility again. They did convert it to a fishing hole, and from there it stayed like that until 2005, when the city of Albuquerque and the Army Corps of Engineers got together and decided to revamp the entire area. They came up with a plan with the 3 fishing holes and the model boat pond. Tingley is not just for fishing, although that seems to be the main draw in the winter time. And in the summertime, we have a lot of families that come and walk around on the newly paved sidewalks that wrap around all the fishing ponds, which, by the way, I went around with a measuring wheel, and we have it posted online exactly how many miles you're walking. We have it all mapped out so that you can monitor your fitness program. And then because that was such a hit, the city put in a fitness trail. We have 24-hour security at Tingley, and we have a full-time maintenance staff so that families can just come and enjoy themselves and not worry about any other stresses. Just enjoy the water, enjoy watching people fish, bring some food, jump on a pedal boat. Ride the train. We have a train that runs between all of the facilities, and that's also funded by the BioPark societies. Starting in March through November, the second Saturday of every month from 10 a.m. to noon, we have a free fishing clinic. We have bait fishing, sometimes fly tying, but it's always something fun and free, and that's open to everybody, kids and adults alike. The first Saturday in June is National Fishing Day, and so that day in New Mexico you don't need a fishing license to fish in any public waters, and that includes Tingley Beach. And the Game and Fish Department come, and we have a big event for kids in the morning, like 8 to noon in the morning, that first Saturday in June. And Game and Fish stocks the lakes with extra trout, trying to encourage families to come out, and if you don't know how to fish or you want to fish but just want to try it out without the big expense of buying a fishing license, this is a great day to do it. And then the second Saturday in June is National Get Outdoors Day, which is a national holiday trying to encourage kids and families to get out of their house, away from the TV and all the electronics, and breathe some fresh air. And so that event has over 20 government and not-for-profit agencies giving families ideas on things to do outdoors, and a lot of follow-up activities that the parents can take home, like state parks will be here, and they'll have brochures about all their parks, so you can, after that event, you can look at these brochures and decide on future events to take your family to. Here at Tingley, we have a model boat pond and 3 fishing ponds. The model boat pond is on the northernmost end, closest to Central, and there you can put in an electric-powered boat. Gas-powered boats are not allowed. And then just south of the model boat pond, the first fishing pond is a children's pond, and that is for anglers 12 and under only. So under state rules, you don't need a fishing license if you're 11 and younger, but we did open it up for the 12-year-olds also. So a 12-year-old does need a fishing license, but 11 and under is free. And in that pond, we encourage parents to help their children fish and not fish for them. So we have signs up there helping parents understand the difference between helping and actually fishing for a child. So you can bait the hook and then you can cast it out there, but then you need to hand the rod over to the child, and it's up to the kid to set the hook and reel it in. And if they miss it, that's okay. It's just a part of fishing. It's a part of learning. And we stock that pond a little denser than we do the large central pond, which is in the middle of Tingley. We stock it a little denser so that kids have a greater success rate, we hope, in catching fish and getting them hooked on fishing. And then in the center of Tingley is a large central pond, and that is open to everybody. You can fish with bait, lures, you can fish with anything you want. And then the southernmost pond is a catch and release only pond, and then that pond has special regulations where for catch and release activities, it's a single hook with the barb that goes backwards on the hook is pinched. And in that lake you can use hard plastic lures, wood lures, or flies. In the summer, from the day kids get out of school, about Memorial Day, through Labor Day, you can rent pedal boats and bicycles, which a lot of people don't seem to realize. Everybody sees the pedal boats out on Tingley and want to come rent those, but we also have bicycles if you want to jump on the great bike trails. Then it kicks back up again in November, where November through March we have the Department of Game and Fish, a state department, stocks Tingley Beach with trout. And you need a state fishing license to fish at Tingley Beach, and this is part of the agreement that we have with the state. And then they also stock with catfish in the summertime, and that's just before the major holidays. We really hope you'll come enjoy Tingley. It's a gift from the city to you. We work really hard to make it a fun, free, safe facility for you and your family to enjoy, and nothing would make us happier than if you came out here and used it.